Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The WWE transfer window is now complete, and big changes have been made across Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Some major names have switched brands, shaking up the rosters. For example, Braun Strowman, the Wyatt Six, Drew McIntyre, and Alexa Bliss have signed with Nick Aldis SmackDown. Meanwhile, Logan Paul, A-Town Down Under, and AJ Styles are stars who switched to Raw. One big name who made a jump is Damian Priest. The former World Heavyweight Champion was part of the Red brand, but has since made his home on Friday Night SmackDown. This, unfortunately, forced them apart and left his Terror Twin partner, Rhea Ripley, all alone. The two were as thick as thieves, but Rhea is now on her own despite having numerous enemies on the Red brand. This article will take a look at some male performers who could potentially link up with Rhea and join her side on Monday Night Raw in the wake of Damian's absence. Below are 4 male WWE superstars who could join Rhea Ripley after her forced split from Damian Priest. Penta is one of the top lucators in the world. The Mexican star broke out in AAA and Mexico, but later found success in Lucha Underground and TNA Wrestling. After a 5-year stint with All Elite Wrestling, Penta joined WWE. The Lucha star has been on a roll since coming to WWE. He has had 3 singles matches on Raw and defeated Chad Gable, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig Kaiser. He also had a fantastic showing in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, it seems as if Penta is stuck dealing with both Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser on his own. Rhea Ripley and Penta don't have any obvious links. Both are incredibly talented, but they haven't actually interacted. That said, they do share a dark aesthetic, which could be the one thing that unites them. Plus, Penta never had to deal with heel Rhea, so their slate is totally clean. The War Raiders are back, and they are taking over WWE Raw. After spending years as the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar both suffered serious injuries that kept them away from the ring. A few months ago, however, they made their return. They ditched the Viking Raiders name and returned to being how the two were in NXT. This new style as the War Raiders has proven to be successful as they won the World Tag Team Championship from the Judgment Day. Notably, Eric and Ivar are good friends with Damian Priest. They either teamed up together or were hanging out together much of the time before Priest jumped ship to Friday Night SmackDown. For that very reason, Eric and Ivar having Rhea Ripley's back would make a lot of sense. If Damian and Rhea were close and Damian is close with the War Raiders, it only makes sense they unite too. The trio could be quite dangerous in WWE. 3 bruisers who fear nobody makes for an intense combination. CM Punk is one of the most controversial figures in WWE history. Actually, he's one of the most controversial figures in pro wrestling overall. However, the voice of the voiceless is back in WWE, and he has been on a roll. While he did not win the Men's Royal Rumble match, he was a favorite. Beyond that, he successfully defeated Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell, beat Seth Rollins at the Raw on Netflix premiere, and even managed to pin Sami Zayn to earn entry into the Men's Elimination Chamber match. CM Punk and Rhea Ripley appear to be friends off-screen. When WWE posts behind-the-scenes shots or footage, they are often seen interacting together. Given how both are outspoken stars who will push buttons to succeed, they seem like a perfect pair. Rhea and Punk could unite to try to take down stars on Monday Night Raw. If nothing else, the controversial figures could at least have each other's back when necessary. Rhea Ripley's dominance in WWE has been a defining force, but her alliance with Judgment Day, particularly her relationship with Damian Priest, has faced tension. If a split between Ripley and Priest happens, the door opens for new alliances. Here are 4 male WWE superstars who could align with Ripley and create a powerful duo or faction. Rhea Ripley and Solo Sikoa could form an unexpected but dominant alliance. Both are known for their no-nonsense attitudes, and Solo's brute force mixed with Ripley's cunning leadership could create an unstoppable force. With the bloodline fracturing and Solo stepping up as a leader alongside Jimmy Uso, aligning with Ripley could be the move that elevates him even further. Rhea has already proven she can hold her own in a faction, and she could offer Solo a level of psychological strategy that the bloodline sometimes lacks. Together, they would form a terrifying power couple, one that could rival Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman in influence. Imagine Ripley and Solo decimating their opponents, with Rhea pulling the strings behind the scenes while Solo destroys anyone in their way. A partnership like this could see them taking over both the men's and women's divisions, with Ripley guiding Solo to World Championship gold. Braun Breaker is an absolute powerhouse, and his destructive in-ring style would complement Rhea Ripley's fearsome presence. Breaker, a former NXT champion, has all the tools to be the next top guy in WWE, but he still needs the right positioning to break into the main event scene. Who better to guide him than Rhea Ripley? Ripley could mold Breaker into an even more vicious competitor, pushing him to embrace his darker side. If WWE books them as an intimidating duo, Ripley could act as the mastermind, while Breaker acts as her wrecking ball. Their pairing would have shades of Chyna and Triple H during the early D-Generation X days, with Rhea serving as the brains behind the muscle. Breaker's explosive energy combined with Ripley's calculated aggression would make them a terrifying duo capable of running roughshod over WWE. While Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley might part ways, JD McDonagh could be the one Judgment Day member who remains loyal to Mamie. Since joining the faction, McDonagh has been an intriguing presence, proving himself as a strategic in-ring competitor who isn't afraid to do the dirty work. If Ripley is forced out of Judgment Day or chooses to leave Priest behind, McDonagh could follow her, staying by her side as her enforcer. Unlike the other superstars on this list, McDonagh isn't the biggest or strongest, but he's smart, cunning, and willing to take extreme measures for those he trusts. This alliance could be an opportunity for McDonagh to step out from under Finn Balor and Damian Priest's shadow and develop a more ruthless persona alongside Ripley. Together, they could create a faction that's focused more on precision and mind games rather than brute force. If WWE finally brings in Jacob Fatu, pairing him with Rhea Ripley could be an immediate game-changer. Known for his insane athleticism and brutality, Fatu would be an absolute menace in WWE, and Ripley could be the one to guide him. Jacob Fatu is already one of the most feared wrestlers outside WWE, and if he debuts, aligning him with Ripley could be a shocking move that instantly sets them apart from any other faction. Ripley's ability to control and manipulate those around her could work perfectly with Fatu's unpredictable nature, making them one of the most dominant duos in recent history. Together, they could forge a new stable, one that combines Ripley's intelligence with Fatu's sheer destruction. If the bloodline continues to fracture, this could even lead to a future showdown between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, with Ripley right in the middle, pulling the strings. If Rhea Ripley splits from Damian Priest, it doesn't mean she has to go it alone. Whether she pairs up with the silent destruction of Solo Sikoa, the powerhouse energy of Braun Breaker, the tactical cunning of JD McDonagh, or the sheer brutality of Jacob Fatu, any of these alliances would shake up WWE in a major way. Ripley has proven that she can lead, manipulate, and dominate, and whoever joins her will find themselves in a position to take over WWE right alongside her. Who do you think would be the best partner for Rhea Ripley after a split from Damian Priest?